All right, so the next stock that has come up in our scanner for a long-term holding, holding for a couple of months actually, and this is a long position. That means it's a buying opportunity. Um, so we're going to be analyzing this stock on our setup. We're going to be starting from the monthly time frame, working our way down to the weekly time frame, and then on the execution time frame, that is the daily time frame, we're going to be checking or making our decision on when to buy and where to buy, right? And how what are the quantities? Of course, we're going to be doing our position sizing according to our risk management. So on the weekly time frame, what do we see? On the monthly time frame, I'm sorry. This is a very interesting chart. In fact, if you look at this is Rajesh Exports, quite a popular stock in the trading circles. In fact, gives very good movements for a considerable amount of time, and a lot of people enjoy trading this stock. So let's see what actually we're looking at, right? In fact, it also follows quite a lot of very how do you say, very traditional ways of, it respects these traditional averages and, price action and all of this. So a good trade to enjoy if if you're looking at it. So how? Let's see. In fact, you see this a good support. The price sitting at this support here, and immediately after this support there is there is a movement, then there is a consolidation, then after this again, this entire this rounding bottom that is being formed here, usually a rounding bottom which is again increasing with their higher lows is a good bullish signal. So a lot of things, right? A lot of patterns, chart patterns, candlestick patterns, everything is actually being incorporated. You can see a lot of things happening on this chart. A really beautiful chart to look at, and a lot of things happening here. In fact, you see respecting the moving averages just right. Everything. In fact, I don't know. I mean, I've enjoyed trading this Rajesh Experts, not just on long-term swings, but also on intraday. It's very nice stock to trade. Okay. Again, this reminds me, there is a disclaimer. This is not trading advice. This is not, I mean, this is not financial advice. This is, we're making these videos for educational purposes, and so that you're able to, the bootcamp participants are able to, practice your trades on swing positions on real-time stocks. So even if it's one quantity, there is a good opportunity that you can, if it is a good opportunity, you can take up this, these trades and trade. No compulsion to trade these stocks, but and definitely on the basis of our analysis, on the basis of your own analysis, if you think this is a good stock to trade in, please go ahead. So yeah, I just got lost with all the passion on this particular stock, but yeah, the chart is beautifully moving, towards the bullish, in the bullish direction on the monthly time frame. Just very recently, in the month of August, we got a good bullish crossover. Ever since it has been moving. In fact, this month itself, November, has been a very good month for Rajesh Exports. In fact, 24% range that it has made ever since it has started this month. Anyway, let's look at a weekly time frame. So monthly time frame, are we bullish? Yes, we're bullish. Very good. Let's go to our weekly time frame. Weekly time frame also, you see this consistently slow move, because you would have seen that there has been a gradually increasing price action. But here there is something very interesting that you would want to have a look at. The current price, right? This current price line that is cutting through all of these wicks here. You see that this is now, if this was the high, this is now the second or third attempt to break this high, right, to break these highs. So it is coming back again, coming back much stronger, coming back with a vengeance on the weekly time frame. So I think we're looking at some good, very strong bullish moves. Nothing to see here more than this, but you can see that there is a good divergence between the moving averages right now, right? And a weekly candle looks very strong. However, there has been a slight rejection this week, but you'll see that it's much better than the previous week, where it is also closing, looking to close higher. So let's move on to the daily time frame. In fact, I think all of these stocks, the market should really support. So please, when you're looking at this analysis, don't take this just this particular analysis as it is, as a standalone setup. You've got to always look at Nifty. You've got to always look at Bank Nifty. You've got to always keep looking at other factors that are also somehow invisibly playing around the movements of these prices, right? So on the daily time frame, some analysis that we want to do is the first, checking the overall trend, right? I think these videos now are becoming a little longer, so I'm going to make it very quick, because you know already what we're doing, and we just need to just reiterate it. So great. The price crossing up above, very good, very steady consolidation, and then Rajesh Export is doing this on a consistent basis, right? After a good consolidation, you will see on the daily time frame here, almost I think for a month, October to entire November this has been in a very nice tight range, right? If you look at this here, this is a very tight range. Since it has broken out of here, it has just moved out. But apart from the consolidation, let's look at the bullish crossover, right? But before that, we want to also check step 2, where the stock might be providing support, or might be getting support on the moving average. Moving average is not actually, if you look at it, is not okay. We're going to look at the 50 period moving average, but I think anything even below that, we might have to wait to see some the resumption of the trend, or certain rejections from the bottom. So even if the stock hits 50 EMA, we might want to wait for a little while longer to check for confirmation candles, to see if the stock is actually in a bearish direction. But I think by then we would have had a bearish crossover. But anyway, for now, this is a good support. Our stop loss should either be a little below this or around this. So let's see what happens, right? So I'm going to, firstly, now our first analysis is, after the bullish crossover, did we allow the prices to go up? Yes, we allowed the prices to go up. Did we find the ring low pattern? Yes, we found the ring low pattern, and then the resulting pullback failure. From here, in fact, if we had entered here, we had to wait all the way for 1 month, without any move at all. But at least it wouldn't have been a downward move, right? So we would have had to wait for an entire month, and then after that, this explosion happening here. From 13th October to 24th November, we would have achieved almost a 22% return. But we're not done yet, right? For people who have not, for those of us who have not actually taken this opportunity, there is another opportunity that has come up. In fact, I'd like to think that market provides us with a second opportunity all the time. This is our second opportunity. After this compression, there was a nice expansion. Now after this expansion, we see that now we have a ring low being formed. In fact, on this pullback candle itself, the prices have started to move up. So we're seeing a good resumption of the trend on this pullback failure on the daily time frame. Of course, there has been a rejection. As we all know, 30th of November today has been very tough on the markets, highly volatile. Prices have gone all the way up, come back all the way down. So the close is here, looking very bullish. It has engulfed most of this entire move in one day. So I think now what we're going to be looking for, in fact, I'm going to mark this here, and for a long time behind, right? This range has been somewhat of um, a trouble range, right? Whenever the prices try to cross this, it has come back down. Cross this, huge supply happening here. Um, this is because of this entire supply that had started, and I think the prices kept going down at this point. So I with this kind of a U shape recovery on this particular on this particular stock, I think we might be able to push out now. But we're not going to base our entries on any assumptions, right? That okay, or a hope that this is going to break and that is when we're going to take. No. The simple assumption, or the simple our simple calculation is that we have tried to break those levels twice, thrice before, like we saw on the monthly time frame and the weekly time frame. There is a high probability, there is a very high probability that this time, because how many ever as much, as long as the stock keeps trying to break out of that wall of that resistance, right? The number of times that it tries to do it, and if it's a higher number, then there are chances that at one point it is going to break, right? So we will always play that probability game, and we will always take that probability and say, you know what, this time it might happen, this time it might happen. Of course we are going to place certain strict stop losses, but we are going to try to see that if that supply is already done, is exhausted, and now there is no more supply left there at those prices, then now the resumption of this trend is going to be the prevalent or the significant trend. So um, I would like to see this tomorrow break out of this, if the market is also supporting this move. So we are, in fact, because of the volatility in the markets, now we're going to be placing our stop losses at a standard 1.75 configuration instead of a 3 multiplier configuration on the stop loss, because if this stock moves down within a few days to 1.7 to where our stop loss is at this multiplier level, then we just let it be. If not, then it will resume and it will come back, but we're not going to keep deeper stop losses, because that's just going to be that's not going to be wise right now, right? So let's look at these entry points. I'm putting the long position here, placing the long position at this, around these prices, 765, 766. If you get it lower than this, since from tomorrow, if you get this lower than this price, why not, let's pick it up, not a problem. But you could also wait for an early bird range breakout for you to be able to confidently enter into this trade. That's another way of looking at it, if you don't want to enter at 9:15 a.m. in the morning itself. So this is going to be our stop loss, 120 rupees stop loss, quite deep, but this is just going to yeah, this is just definitely going to keep us safe. Of course, this is the point where this is the point where there was resistance to the stock from going up, right? Now when a resistance is broken with volumes, the next time it becomes a support for the stock when it falls down. So I would have liked to place my stop loss much lower than this, but we'll try to see, or we'll try to review our stop loss when we get there. But right now we're placing our stop loss at this point in order to manage our risk, in turn managing our position sizing, and that is why we're keeping our stop loss here. Smaller the quantities, better right now during the the volatility. So we're going to let it stay here. Aiming for a basic 1:1 right now, but if the trend continues and we're still in that trend, why not, let's capture 1:2, 1:3. It's definitely going to be fun. But I think this stock is is priming to give us this move. So our entry will be around 660, 665 levels. Um, if it breaks this high, that is the day's high, this is tomorrow, it's going to be yesterday's high. um, so if tomorrow it breaks today's high, then I think we are good to go. So please look for this confirmation, but our target should be somewhere around 885, stop loss somewhere around 644, 645. That's about it for Rajesh Exports. On a 4-hour time frame, very comfortably bullish, right? No problems at all. So great. That's about it. Daily, weekly, monthly analysis is done. Trend analysis is done. Pullback failure analysis is done. And Rajesh Exports, we're good to go. This is not financial advice. This is just for educational purposes for our bootcamp participants to to practice their trades on live stocks rather than just paper trading with on the chart itself. So this is a good way to do it. Please look it up, and that's about it. Thank you so much. Thanks for watching.